What's up, friends? On today's video, a little grudge match action between Blueline Racing and Elevation Diecast Racing. As I'm sure all of you are probably well aware, David over at Elevation Diecast Racing has an affinity for racing the Johnny Lightning cars. So he challenged Blueline Racing to a friendly Johnny Lightning grudge match. Here we've got Elevation Diecast Racing's fastest Johnny Lightning car, just happens to be the 1969 Black with Flames Camaro, and Blueline sent over 3 '69 Camaros, and of course the Grape Ape. We're going to put these cars up against each other, sell this one on a neutral track, see which one actually has the fastest Johnny Lightning car. Tim also sent his fastest funny car to the channel, and he's going straight for the jugular, challenging the #1 overall in the stack, a gift from David at Elevation Diecast Racing here recently. It's the Speed Spray Bonneville funny car. He's going to challenge that car to see if his is faster than this one. And for those of us who are interested in keeping score here, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this. I'm just going to run them out how they were sent to me. This Speed Spray funny car sent in from Elevation a while back, unsanded wheels. Blueline's have sanded. Blueline's Johnny Lightning's sanded wheels, and Elevation with the stock wheels. Just an FYI. So in order to warm these cars up just a little bit, they came straight out of the box they were shipped in, and I've got Tim's cars numbered 1 through 3 for the Camaros. We're gonna let them go down each lane twice. Solo runs, see how fast they do solo, and then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all the cars from Tim, race them off against each other, find out which one's the fastest, and then take the fastest one out of that one and put it up against David's Camaro. Track has just been cleaned, it's ready to go, and it's about 70 degrees in the garage right now, so it's a little bit warmer than it has been, but this is the #1 Camaro from Blueline Racing. .2258. Second lap in lane 1. 2261. #1 Camaro solo run in lane 2. 2248. Second pass in lane 2. 2257. Camaro #2 from Blueline Racing, and I did check all the wheels on these to make sure they're centered before I put them on the track. 2252. Second pass for Camaro #2. 2256. #2 Camaro going over to lane 2. 2252. Second pass in lane 2 for Camaro #2. 2249. Up next, Camaro #3 for Blueline Racing. 2245. Second pass in lane 1 for Camaro #3. 2241. Camaro #3 now in lane #2. 2242. Second pass in lane 2. 2245. Swapping over to Blueline's '71 Challenger, the Grape Ape. 2243. Pass #2 in lane 1. 2249. Swapping over to lane 2. 2243. Second pass in lane 2. 2244. Now we're going to do solo runs on Elevation Diecast Racing's Camaro. 2234. Pass #2 in lane 1. 2237. Pass #1 in lane #2. 2242. Pass number 2 in lane 2 for elevation. 2243. Now let's go ahead and get the solo runs on the funny cars. Tim, I don't know if that's how you sent it. That's how I got it. There was no box damage here. I don't know. Let's go ahead and give him a pass, see what he does. Pass 1, lane 1. 2224. Pass number 2 in lane 1. 2226. Going to lane 2. Same car. Last pass was a 2226. This is pass number 2 in lane 2. 2220. Jeez. Set number 1 in the stack, Bonneville Speed Spray gift from Elevation Diecast Racing. 2226. Pass number 2 in lane 1. 2230. Swapping over to lane 2. 2229. Second pass in lane 2. 2236. All right, all of the warm-up and solo runs are complete. We'll start going through Blueline, see which one is the fastest. For Blueline, it's Camaro number 1 in lane 1 and Camaro number 2 in lane 2. Here we go. Number 2 with a 2248 to a 2257. Swapping lanes, Camaro number 1 now in lane number 2. And of course there's a train going by. 2250 to a 2257. So Camaro number 2 fastest between those two guys. Next up, Camaro number 3 from Blueline Racing versus his 71 Challenger. Yep. 2245 to a 2252. Later swap, 71 Challenger with a 2245. 2240 to a 2247. So Challenger, fastest between those two cars right there. Now we've got Blueline's fastest Camaro against the 71 Challenger. Should be a pretty good race. Indeed it is. Camaro takes it 2249 to a 2250. Later swap Camaro with a 2249, the time to beat. 2243 to a 2255. Well, 71 Challenger taking the fastest lap between those two. Tim's Challenger, the fastest car out of the bunch, and I think he pretty much confirmed that on his track as well. He'll be going up against David. We're gonna do something first real quick to kind of even out the mileage. Scale Racing channel, we got our own 69 Camaro. And again, I'm not in this grudge match, just kind of evening out the mileage on elevation. Make sure the cars have approximately the same amount of run time. And why not, right? Here we go. 2239 to a 2244. And in case you're wondering, no, these wheels on the Scale Racing channel Camaro, not sanded, and still no additional lube on this car. Later swap 2239 was the fast pass set by Elevation. Good race. 2239 to a 2242. So David at Elevation is doing some pretty good work over there. He beat out my fastest 69 Camaro. Again, I think he's placed 7th or 8th in the stack. Anyway, pretty impressive. All right, here we go. Blueline Racing in lane number 1 and Elevation Diecast Racing in lane number 2. Time to settle the grudge. Here we go. $22.37 to a $22.38. Great race. Well, you'll see the times, but we're gonna do best 3 out of 5 on this one. So we've got elevation up 1. 2231 to a 2245. Back in their original lanes, elevation up 2. That's gonna do it. 2236 to a 2245. So Elevation Diecast Racing, at least between these 3 channels, Blueline Scale and Elevation, has got the fastest Johnny Lightning Camaro. Very impressive, my friend. And not too far behind him is Blueline Racing, also a very fast car for a Johnny Lightning. My track, my rules, right? Well, let's see how Tim's does against the Scale Racing Channel 69 Camaro. Why not? Should be a good race. 2239 to a 2243. Lane swappage, 2239, the time to beat. 2244 to a 2255. Lousy second run by the Challenger, but fastest pass beat out Scale Racing Channel 69 Camaro. Well, the Johnny Lightning portion of this grudge match is complete. We're moving on over to the funny cars. We got to see some fast runs with these guys. Oh, that's a close run. 2231 to a 2232. Laser swap, let's go ahead and do best 3 out of 5 on this one too. 2227 to 2232. Back in the original lanes, tied 1 apiece. 2230 to a 2232. Lane swapped one more time. Blueline up 2-1. 2228 to a 2231. And Blueline's going to take that one by a few thousandths. Again, I'm hoping that came that way, Tim. Wasn't me, but he's still pretty damn fast. You'll see this car again at the Boomershine race. Make sure you go over there and check out his channel. And we'll stick this funny car back up in the number 1 spot. Still a very fast car. And we're not quite over with yet. These are all my cars. This one was gifted to me on the last heavyweight race. I'm using a slightly different wheel working method than I have in the past. This is my old Evil number 3. Yeah, I used a ultrasonic cleaner with some stuff that didn't like the chrome on the wheels, but yeah, it's still a stock car. He was pushed out of the heavyweight ranks. He got the same type of wheel working. The Wonder Wagon, you guys saw that on the Scale Mile High Valley series that just finished up. He got a new wheel working, and the Plymouth Arrow in the same race. Also got a little bit of help from the speed shop. We're gonna see if any of these guys can get anywhere in the ranks. And let's just go ahead and start off at the bottom of the stack, shall we? We're gonna start this off with a silver Malaysia-based Solaire. Currently my gatekeeper, going up against the Challenger, the Tricks Funny car. Here we go. $52 to a 53, that's a pretty good start. Later swap, Tricks needs to beat a 2252. No, 2253 to 2258. Well, pretty good showing by the Tricks Funny car. This guy beat him out by 1/1000ths on the first pass. If you're going by the beats, yeah, he is a little bit more consistent. Well, let's continue on, shall we? Same gatekeeper up against my old Evil number 3. Ready, state. $43 to a 45. Laser swap, 2243 is the time. 22.37 to a 22.54. Well, Solaire's out. And based on the times that I saw when this guy was running, we'll just jump up to him, see if he's got anything for evil number 3. Camaro in lane 1. Pretty good race. 38 to a 43. Lane swap not looking good for the Camaro. Another 22.38, so he's moving up. Solo in lane 1. Tight race. 42 to a 45. Laser swap solo needs to beat a 22.42. He's not going to do it. 39 to a 42. Well, we're getting up here into the rarefied air. Got the CQ ambulance. CQ in lane 1. Typically, they like a little bit of warm-up time, but we're just going to see how it does. 42 to a 46. Lane swappage, 22.42 is the mark. You got him. 40 to a 44. One more step. Red ambi in lane number 1. 38 to a 45. Laser swap, 22.38, the time to beat. 39 to a 44. My Murata still over at Commotion, so that leaves us with the speed spray. And this is where I reckon number 3 is going to lose. Yeah, 30 to a 39. Swapping lanes, no chance in hell, but let's give it a shot anyway. It's actually a pretty good race. 33 to a 35. So speed spray still remains in my number 1 spot. How about that? Evil number 3. He's going to be in the 3rd, 2nd spot. We'll have to wait and see when the Murata gets back home, see if he's got what it takes to beat him. These stock wheels, no sanding. We're going to put him up against the new gatekeeper into the stack, Firebird Funny Car. And this might surprise you. 48 to a 59. Ugh. Yeah. Lane swappage, 22.48, time to beat. 51 to a 57. Might have to go back and see if the Solaire is faster than him. But we'll do this first. Fast and Furious Impala versus the Wonder Wagon. Pretty good size difference. Warning, the Impala does have some janky runs every now and then. Not today. 43 to a 46. Laser swap, 43, the time to beat. Close. 44 to a 46. Wow. The 43 set by the Impala on the first run is going to put a stop to the Wonder Wagon. Oh, what do you want to do now? Let's grab this Solaire. Head on up to the top, the ramp. See if the Wonder Wagon has got what it takes to beat the Solaire. If he beats the Solaire, he's definitely into the stack. 49 to a 52. Lane swappage, 22.49 is the time. 43 to a 49. Good enough for me. And that's going to put the Wonder Wagon into the stack. You believe that?
Look at that.
I can't pull it out either. I'd have to drill it.
Why don't you just look at it?
Let's go ahead and settle this right quick. I didn't like what that Firebird was showing me. Here we go. 54. What the hell, man? Try this again. All right, here we go. 55 to a 64. The Firebird is floundering. Laser swap 22.55 is the time. 62 to a 63. They were both slowing down. But Solaire with a little bit better performance over the funny car. He'll be in that lower spot right there. Let's just see if he has anything for the arrow. Here goes nothing. 45 to a 49. He's beating the Solaire. Lead swappage, 22.45 is the time. $51 to a 51. Damn good race, but the arrow had a faster first pass. So he's going to get around Solaire. Well, guess what? Wonder Wagon defending his position against the arrow. Should be a pretty good one. Arrow, 22.46 to a 22.54. Swapping them up. Wonder Wagon needs to be 22.46. Tight race. 22.50 to a 51. So the arrow takes both of them against the Wonder Wagon. So whenever those other two cars get home, Wonder Wagon is probably going to get the boot out of the stack. But for right now, the arrow presses on. And he'll be going up against the Impala. Yep. Impala just found another gear. 22.36 to a 22.45. That is ridiculous for that car. The Impala can spit out some pretty good runs every now and then. It can do some pretty crappy ones too. 22.36 is the time. Case in point, 44 to a 45. Still fastest pass by the Impala. It's going to put a stopper to the arrow, but still, arrow. It's going to be making it into the stack temporarily. Impala back where he belongs. I know I've got an empty spot here. My Fairmont is off at commotion as well. We'll have to sort all that stuff out whenever they get back home from that race and see where everybody sits. Trans Am, he's going to need some help. Looks like the Solaire could use a little help too. Trick's funny car. He's going to be in this weight class. Can he beat the hot stuff? I'm guessing he probably can. So number one in the 62 gram and up weight class is the hot stuff funny car going up against the Tricks. Here we go. 45 to 47 gets him by 2 thou. Laser swap 22.45 is the time that hot stuff needs to beat. 22.48 to a 22.59. Well, again, going by the beats, hot stuff a little bit more consistent. Trick's funny car. I don't like that. Let's do it again. Front wheel on Tricks was a little bit shifted. What was it? 22.48, I believe, was the time that he put out in the first one. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, 48 to a 51. So yeah, he's beaten hot stuff. That last run that he had that wasn't really good, his front wheel had shifted over just a mite bit. So hot stuff will be going to the number 2 spot. I don't know if I can do this or not. Yeah, that's precarious. Stay. So he takes number 1 spot in the 62 gram weight class. I'm going to go back and see what's up with that guy before I put him into that class. Probably give him a reworking as well. It's been a long time since that car got a rework. So, wow, okay. The ranks got faster and the stack definitely got faster. And it looks like I'm going to have to go back and take a look at some of my other Johnny Lightning funny cars maybe. That, I don't know, that was pretty impressive in my book. Also, number 3 up to here, he'll be going up against the Murata whenever he comes back from commotion. that's all I've got for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed the Grudge race. Hope these guys can make nice with one another. Has some pretty fast cars. Either way, whoever won this one, these are some fast freaking cars, man. If you don't believe it, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while. Until next time, y'all stay healthy, have fun racing.